Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Open Speedway Saturday Night Super Speedway Series, is U.S. Army 200 at Proving Grounds. With 5 laps to go, Justin Malillo leads over Ryan Swift, Jeremy Lugaska, Jordan Buster, and Jared Campsey. But the question on every one of these drivers' minds, do they have enough fuel to make it to the end? Some drivers know they can, others know they might be able to, but they're going to push their luck and see what happens. A single file draft train right around the bottom of this racetrack. Everybody trying to get that last amount of fuel in there. A couple cars going to the top side. Looks like that is Kevin McAdams and Nate Schaefer further back in this field. Trying to get a top line going. They've been trying to work that line for about 5 laps or so. They want to go to the front. They're sick of running down on the bottom side. They obviously know where they are on fuel, and they're going to try and go for it and see what happens. So far, it's just the two of them. They're going to drop down in line back on the bottom side. Looked as though Kyle Young was going to go with them, but then they dropped down. Now Young is up there. He's got Tom Sylvain behind him. They're going to gain another driver. Dirk Diggler goes to the top. We got 4 laps now. Sylvain going back down to the bottom. Tyler Trentham thinking about going to the top side. He will. Dante Ricci looking to the top side as well. Matthew Carr up there also. They're starting to get the drivers. Looks like they have the inside line out beat, but they got to get closer to get the momentum. McAdams tucked right up against the back bumper of Dirk Diggler. Schaefer tugged up right up against the back bumper of Kevin McAdams. Oh, and Kevin McAdams nearly gets turned by Nate Schaefer. You can definitely tell they're working. And now Jordan Buster nearly gets himself into an accident. He shoots all the way up the racetrack. You can tell that Nate Schaefer Kevin McAdams were definitely working together, because Schaefer nearly spun McAdams. Now McAdams going to push Schaefer. Dirk Diggler and Kyle Young looking to join them. Tom Sylvain thinking about it as well. Diggler and Young going to jump back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. 3 laps to go now. This is what Justin Malillo wants to see. He's going to try and acquire the points lead. He may be able to do that with a win here tonight. And seeing that Nate Schaefer and Kevin McAdams don't have the help, and now Nate Schaefer's going to make an amazing save. Nearly gets spun as Rodney Wofford comes up and makes some hard contact with him. Everybody keeping it clean and green. As we had said, Justin Malillo trying to acquire the points lead. And seeing this breakup on the top side is definitely going to help that, as it seems as though the top 5 is pretty much content staying behind everybody. McAdams and Schaefer still bouncing between lines, trying to get that momentum and carry it to the top side and see who's going to go with him. Schaefer, Young, Sylvain, Buster, Carr all on the top side. Jordan Buster drops down. Going to be 2 laps to go at the stripe here as they make their way through turn 4. Tyler Trentham trying to make a run on the top side. Now McAdams is going to drop down and everybody else is going to follow. McAdams gives a bump to Ronnie Wofford. That's going to send him off track into the infield grass. Everybody keeping it clean and green. Everybody making dicey moves. Trying to see what they can do. McAdams makes another run at the top side. Falls back down in line. Nate Schaefer and Kyle Young, the only 2 on the top side right now. Now they're starting to get some more drivers. Dirk Diggler, Tyler Trentham. All trying to decide which line to go to. McAdams is still trying. He's definitely the leader of this group, but nobody is wanting to go just yet. McAdams going to try it again. Looks like Dirk Diggler's going to follow him here. Still choosing between lines. Look like he's more dedicated to the bottom. McAdams is going to fall back in line again. Nate Schaefer trying to lead a higher line. Kyle Young went to go up there with him as these guys are going to have to group up if they're going to do something. They're making their way through turn 4. The white flag will be in the air this time. McAdams trying to make a run on his own. Beside Jared Campsey, Dirk Diggler, Tyler Trentham. Don't believe they're going to make it on fuel. They're going to come in at the white flag. Nate Schaefer all alone on the top side. Couple laps, cars up ahead. McAdams making his move to the top side. Tom Sylvain's going to go with him. Nearly gets turned. Sylvain, he wants to go too. As he's pushing the daylights out of Kevin McAdams. McAdams going to drop down to the bottom. Come back up. Young making a darting move up to the top side. He's going to try something above those guys. As they make their way past the lapped cars. Everybody keeping it clean and green now. McAdams dropping down to the bottom side. Doesn't look like anything's going to be happening here. Malello's going to lead him heading into turn 3. Here comes the run. McAdams getting the farthest he's gotten all race. He's up beside Jeremy Lugoska. Now Ryan Swift thinking about making a move up there. What's he going to do? There he goes. He's going to make the move up. He's right on Justin Malello. Malello trying to block him as they make their way through turn 4. It's not going to work for him. The draft train on the top side has finally come together, and they're going to push Ryan Swift to the win. Ryan Swift wins at Proving Grounds. And they're wrecking and flipping after the line. Ryan Swift wins. Second is Kevin McAdams. Third is Justin Malello. Fourth is Tom Sylvain. And fifth is Nate Schaefer. So that's going to wrap up our coverage here. Ryan Swift wins Open Speedway's Saturday Night Super Speedway Series' U.S. Army 200 at Proving Grounds. Until next week's race, we sign off. Hope to see you there and hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.